Okay, I'm going to do a little review on the epuffer magnum. You have people on here raving about these things, and I just wanted to give you my personal point of view before you go out and try it. I recommend that you don't try the vanilla or any of the flavors or the Marbellas because they do not taste like Marlboros. The best one out there that I've tried was the tobacco. It's this color, you'll see it on there, and I got the 8 milligrams. Most of the people that are doing the reviews on here, I'm wondering if they know what they're talking about, or are they even smokers? This one guy openly said that he wasn't a smoker, but if you're a smoker, you're going to want to try something that that actually kind of gives you that throat hit that they talk about. Because honestly, I didn't see it with the other ones, but this one I did. This one's good, and if you want an alternative to smoking that's good, but way better for you, this is it. I was smoking today cigarettes, and I have no desire for a cigarette, and I've been smoking this, and it's impossible for me to quit. So I recommend anybody out there that's trying to quit smoking the epuffer magnum, tobacco flavor, 8 milligrams. Stay away from the flavor ones unless you don't smoke, and then go ahead. But I've noticed that when you hit it initially, it's almost as if you got to prime it to get it to really start going. See, I'll show you. See that first hit? There's nothing really to it, and it's like it's not really giving you anything. But if you hit it a couple times in the beginning before you start smoking it, you go. See, then it's a lot better. And the flavor is kind of strange. It's nothing like a Camel or a Marlboro or Basic. It's unique and unto itself. If you're a menthol smoker, I almost think, I haven't tried them yet, but it almost seems like they would probably be the best ones because menthol has a distinct and strong flavor to it. But for those out there that want an honest truth, it's not really a cigarette. But it's the closest thing you're going to get to it, and I think it's kind of worth it because I've been smoking on this thing all day, probably smoking way more than I should. But don't get this idea in your head that it's going to be exactly like a cigarette, because let's just be the truth about it. The carbon monoxide and the tar and all those things that are bad for you is what makes a cigarette good, and you can tell that it's gone. But at the same time, if you really want to quit and stay away from cancer, emphysema, all that bad stuff, then this thing right here seems to work. So I'll show you a little bit bigger hit real quick. It's really easy to smoke. It's just a little bit. It's definitely an adjustment. But you got these people on here that kind of give you this idea that it's something that it's not. And I don't want anybody out there thinking that, I want to get the Magnum, it's going to be like having cigarettes and it's better for me, way better for me, and it's just not true. Don't believe it. But if you really want to quit and you want something that can at least take away the edge, something that can take away the habit, and something you can smoke in the house. I don't smoke in the house. I don't smoke in the house ever. But when you're smoking this thing, it's perfectly fine, and it is cool. But like the vanilla flavor, it just seems like there's not really much of a flavor there to it at all. Now granted, I have the 4 milligram dose of that, maybe that's what it is. But and for those people that are wondering, can I permanently change? Do I necessarily have to quit this? And from what I've read, you can. Now, the only thing that I've read about nicotine is that it causes hypertension, high blood pressure, and it's the better of the two evils, I guess, because the other one can cause all kinds of ranges of problems. Not to mention, you can't smoke it indoors unless some people still do, but you don't have to ash, and these things right here are cheaper. In fact, I was reading online that you can buy a refiller. That when you open this thing right here, this is the battery right here, and you put some drops in there, and it'll actually last for like up to 150 packs of cigarettes. And this little piece right here from my understanding, I haven't experienced that yet, because like I said, I've only had it for a day, that it lasts the equivalent of a pack of cigarettes. And that's cool. This thing right here is supposed to last up to 400 charges before it needs to be replaced. Now what I wonder is, it's a lithium battery, so it seems like it would last longer than that. Maybe not the same strength, but I don't know. But it's pretty good, I gotta tell you. If you're gonna get something, this would be a good choice. I don't really do reviews, on here, and I'll probably never do one ever again, but I thought this was worthy, because there's a lot of people out there that want to quit smoking. I've tried the gum, I've tried the patches, they even took the little pills that give you weird dreams when you take them. And this is the only thing that seems to have actually, seems like it'll work for me. And if it works for me, odds are it'll probably work for you. All I want to do is stay away from the vanillas, the chocolates, the caramels, the Marbellas from the Magnum, because the Marbellas do not taste like Marlboros. And anybody that reviews and says that it does is full of it. But these, because I've been smoking Marlboros for 15 years, and believe me, they do not taste like Marlboros at all. But this is just tobacco flavor, and it seems to work fine. So I would give it a shot if I was you. Definitely worth it.